Good morning, Dudley. There are 2 out of the 3 here. Tom had his knee replaced, having a bit of a problem going up and down stairs, so, or walking or talking too. So he won't be here, but we're thinking of him. Hi, Joanne.
Hello.
Hi, Lisa.
Hi, Conrad.
Just looking at the first thing, were you here the last meeting in February?
I was.
Okay,
It was
well,
Tom
then I
that
can-
wasn't
all
here,
right.
yeah.
All right, well then, I'll get us rolling. I make a motion that we approve the minutes for the February 12th, 2016 meeting.
Is that a jelly roll?
Yeah.
I will second that so we can make it unanimous.
I make a motion to approve 43.29 and 39 cents in motor vehicle abatements for the month of February 2016.
And I will second that to make it unanimous.
I make a motion for applicant A that we approve a veteran exemption of $400.
Second.
By applicant B, an elderly exemption of $500,
Seconded.
and applicant C for another veteran of $400.
And I'll second that and make it unanimous for all 3 applicants.
I make a motion to approve increasing applicant D's veteran exemption to the amount of $400, in the amount of $400 to the amount of $1,000.
And that is because he's 100% disabled, Lisa? Okay.
Oh,
I will second that.
and we're through the existing business.
So, do we have any monkey business? How is the data collection going?
Really good.
Yeah.
We're up to $60,000 now in new growth.
You're kidding.
And I haven't even put hardly any of the new houses in. They said there's about 15 of them.
What did we project, 30?
No, this year I predicted 75.
75, okay.
And I think we're going to make that easy.
And this is, we go through June 1st or May 30th to do the,
June 30th.
yeah.
Maybe Lisa could talk just for a minute on why it's a kind of a good policy when we're doing these updates on the assessments and when we send out these letters for people to go through. What's the purpose and what's the advantage to the homeowner?
Okay,
And
so,
speak of the disadvantage too, if they
Yes.
don't.
right. First of all, I want to start by saying it is mandated by the DOR that we do this.
This is the town of Dudley.
No.
It is the Commonwealth of Massachusetts' requirements.
If we don't show them that we did this, they won't set our tax rate. They won't approve the tax rate. So once every 9 years, we have to inspect the inside and measure the outside and any outbuildings. So what they did is they went knocking
What percentage of properties do we have to do that on?
90. So they went out cold and knocking on doors, and if nobody was home and there was no trespassing sign, they measured the outside and all the outbuildings. They followed up with a letter if they didn't get in, so a lot of people are getting letters in the mail right now asking them to call Vision Government Solutions and make an appointment to have the interior inspection done. This is not, people think we're getting in there so that we can raise their assessment and their taxes. That's not the purpose of it. The purpose of it is to make sure that our data is accurate. And it can be to their advantage because there could be an error in there that we have them as a finished basement, or we have 3 bathrooms instead of 2, the wrong heating system. So what it's doing is it's correcting it to make sure everybody's assessed fairly and taxed fairly.
Now, if they don't let us in, what happens if they're unhappy?
Yeah, if they don't let us in, they don't call, make an appointment, they will not, if they dispute their value, they will not be entitled to an abatement. They'll be denied.
Even if the card is wrong, even if we have an extra bathroom, more square, they're out of luck.
Correct.
So why wouldn't they let somebody, I mean, I guess people won't let them in if they did improvements and don't want us to know about it.
And in this day society too, I understand some people are afraid, but
But these people are registered with the police department.
registered with the police department. They wear name tags. They have a magnet on their door that
It says
assessors. And they have an actual letter in the car from us. If they question it further, the letter that I give to the police department, they have a stack of those in their vehicle. And if anybody's fearful, call me up. I'll verify who they are. I'll give you the description because there's only 2 people out there. I can give you the description, make, model, year of their car.
Also, when the tax bill goes out, they only have the real tax bill with the real tax rate,
Right.
which is usually the 3rd one. They only have 30 days in which to appeal the assessed value.
Right. They have from 30 days from the mailing of the actual tax bill. So we mail them out on December 31st. They have till February 2nd to file for an abatement. Now, with that being said, if they file after the date, they're going to be denied, but I will still go out there and inspect the house I make any corrections that are necessary, it just won't come off the
Current
third or
year.
fourth
Yeah.
tax bill.
So they don't even have to come into the office to check the field card anymore.
No,
They can go online and do that and look at the field card and double check what we have for information. I mean, it is so convenient.
And that's the disclosure I put on there on the welcome screen, that, you know, check your card periodically, make sure there's no mistakes. If there is, contact us immediately so we can correct it.
It is amazing how few people do that.
We get a good turnout. I don't know what the percentage is right now, but a lot of people are calling and setting up the appointments for the inspections. So they've been really cooperative.
I mean, there's no downside to doing this.
No. Unless you did a lot of
Well, yes,
improvements that you
yes.
don't want the town to know about, then those are the people that aren't letting us in. But we're not going in there to try to find something.
Yeah.
And that's what the comments that I've been getting from people on the street that approach me about it.
Mm-hmm.
And people that own income property are required to give us an expense
An income and expense
statement each year. If they don't do that, they are automatically denied an abatement
and fined.
and fined. So, I mean, we're using this information in order to fine-tune our assessing. We're developing ratios between sales price and values, between income derived and values, of course, from multipliers. I mean, these are necessary for us to do a good job assessing their buildings. So it just,
And we've been to houses where I found one house, and I don't know why the homeowners didn't call us. They maybe just didn't know. The house was, I had 10 feet bigger than what it really was. And this wasn't done in the last cyclical inspection, but I picked it up when I went out on a sale. So those people, if they had known, could have contacted me, and I could have fixed it so they weren't overpaying in their taxes. So, I mean, that's a situation or an example of where we should get out and take care of this.
I, as you know, buy broken down houses, and it's amazing what the assessments are on these properties. They never file for an abatement to get their taxes reduced. They just keep paying like it's 100% improved.
And people have to understand, I understand when you come to my counter, you're one person out of 5,000 parcels in town. If we don't get into them, I don't get into every single one every single year, and they don't sell every single year. So somebody coming up to my counter sometimes will be like, well, you should know that I took my pool out. Well, first of all, you didn't take a demolition permit
Right.
out, so I don't know, and I pick it up when I go out, and you could have not been paying taxes, not being assessed on that pool all these years had you checked your data. So everybody thinks that they're the only one out there that I should be taking care of.
They're
their
not
property. No, I try,
Yeah.
but it doesn't work.
Interesting. No, I won't touch on it. I was going to talk about a controversial subject, how it will affect our tax rate, or tax income, but I won't.
Okay.
There's enough fire going on.
Right. Yeah. Don't add fuel to the fire.
No. I'm just not built that way, as you know. So what do we...
I think it's kind of interesting. I think I see a little bit of an increase in values these days.
I do
for the-
too.
For the homeowners. I think we're moving up
Yes.
a little bit more.
Yes. Although I have 3 lots that I'm looking to build on in Oxford and Webster. I can't get the damn things to appraise.
Really?
Yep. There's nobody building spec houses.
Hmm.
Go look for spec houses
Yeah.
in the $300,000 price range. You can find them in the 400s.
Well, don't you think at some point they're going to have to adapt to the fact that the market is paying these kind of prices for it? Therefore, that is the value that is out there.
You teach appraisal classes. If you don't have comparable sales data, how do they adapt? You can't swag it.
No, but they will have to adapt by age and make some of those kinds of adjustments.
I know,
I
but
think we got to be close to being.
Well, I mean, I go out and look for the data so that I can help the appraiser, and there's none out there. And I'm not just talking about MLS. I belong to the Warren Group,
Yeah.
so I have that 40% of the sales that doesn't go through MLS, and I'm constantly searching for new sales data because I've got these lots ready to go. They've been perked, system designed, approved by Constipation, and
Is it the style of house that you're looking to build?
Well, I'm
That
trying to go with-
Colonial might do a
Well,
little better.
but that's the Colonial is going to be a 350 house.
Interesting.
I'm trying to keep it around 300 to make it
Yeah.
sort of affordable.
Another thing too that appraisers should know is on our online website you can do sales comparisons. You can look up the sales There's a spot on there that you can put in like a date and a price range.
I've done that in other towns. It just doesn't work very well
It
with
doesn't
Vision.
work?
No. This is Vision you're talking about.
Yeah,
Yeah, go in and try it.
all right. I'll
It's
try
not
it,
as
yeah.
user-friendly as you think.
Well, if it's not, then I'll say something to them because they take suggestions all the time.
I must admit to not having done it for a while, but every time I went into a town to try to do that, it just didn't pop up very well.
Okay. I'll check
And
that
again,
out.
maybe I was inputting the wrong information, but...
Check out.
So I think that this is the year that we'll break through
Mm-hmm.
with new sales, but it's going to have to be people like me that take it on the chin a little bit in order to establish that market. But and that's using a $50,000 value for land,
Yeah,
you know, not the 75 or 100 that it was.
yeah.
So it's amazing how square foot cost of building has gone from 110 to 160.
Wow.
And would you have all these new energy credits, not credits, energy requirements, the stretch energy requirements? I mean, that added to a house I built in Oxford $6,000.
Wow.
And I didn't get $6,000 in value
Yeah, yeah.
because no longer is the attic to be the same as the outside temperature with your ridge vents and your soffit vents.
Mm-hmm.
The whole house is now within an envelope.
Oh,
So the whole attic is the temperature of the house.
That's with what, solar panels or energy efficiency?
That's the energy efficiency. We have to have a blower test
oh yeah, I've heard that.
to verify and document that. When we're building the house, the insulation it's just enormous what you have to do now.
Wow.
And the blower test itself is like $500.
But the people who are buying these houses really are benefiting in the long run over the life of this house, right? So they should be willing to pay a little bit more if they're going to save on their cost for operation.
Let me tell you how interesting this is, and I use interesting in a bad way. This house is so tight that your bathroom exhaust fan has to exchange the air 3 times an hour.
Oh my God.
So you've got to take cold air, because there's no air in the house, and bring it in. So where are we saving money?
Oh.
I wouldn't want to light a fireplace in a house like this.
No
Where are you going to
kidding.
get the oxygen?
Wow.
There's no seepage, there's no leakage.
Hmm.
There's no air coming from anywhere. There's no infiltration at all.
So probably whoever invented it didn't really live in a house.
Yeah,
In
yeah.
20 years from now, can you imagine what's going to happen with dry rot?
How does that work
Mold.
with radon?
Well, radon, you're still going to have to go below the cement floor and pipe it out before it gets into the house.
Yeah.
But the real issue becomes radon in the water.
Oh,
That's the real issue.
I didn't know you could get radon.
Yes.
Oh my God.
Oh, that's a big item.
That's a huge item. As a buyer's agent, we always test the water for radon and arsenic. That's a $12,000 filtration system. $12,000. So it is interesting how environmental issues have now added really to the cost of housing.
I think it's kind of interesting in the town too that they're looking at interviewing a planner because they're very concerned about drawing businesses, getting somebody who can bring businesses to the town. And I've just spent 5 years with that economic development company development committee explaining that our biggest issue is the fact we don't have an infrastructure that will merit
You
doing
need
that.
town water, town sewer.
So it's like, I don't know why that one's being included.
And did you notice how many grants we got with our past town planner?
Yes,
None.
yes.
So, I mean, anyway.
I think they should be getting someone who is looking at the big picture of the town, how the growth and how, whether we have housing for elderly that we needed to expand and other things
Well,
besides.
do you know we have a 40B coming in?
I realize that.
The old Stevens.
They said it's not 40B.
It most certainly is. I got all of the plans. The
Oh, I
only
know, I
way
asked them, and they told me no.
First of all, if you do the division, the number of square feet they have, by the number of units necessary, they can put in 44 units.
I
Period.
remember you telling me that, right?
They're putting in 142, of which 10% is low and moderate income, which is a requirement of the 40B. So whoever told you it's not a 40B is a liar.
Okay.
But I'm concerned about where's the water and sewer coming from?
Well, that's what I don't understand. We looked at that project, we had people interested years ago.
5 years ago,
And we couldn't do anything about the water unless they're getting it from Webster. So it'll be interesting, but how will it affect our taxes? Well, I'm sure people will be concerned. Is it going to generate more revenue? Those will be the issues that will
Well, with
make a
two-bedroom
difference.
apartments, you're going to have some kids. What's the impact on the school system?
But as far as the taxes, schools, we can't control the amount of people that come in as apartments versus have they been condos, which was the initial proposal on that. Might have been a little differential on what we had
We
come
would
in.
have got more if they were condos.
Yeah, I went through that complete package that you gave me. It has to be 40B because it does not comply with zoning.
Yeah, I remember you telling me that.
It does not comply with zoning. So, and then when they have the fact in there that it's 10% low and moderate income, that's a requirement of 40B?
Well, it'll be interesting to see. We'll have to make sure we get to those hearings and people are alerted to pay attention to the kind of growth that's going on. And
Until she told me something, I didn't know what was going on.
yeah,
I didn't either. I had no idea either until we had that
And
department head meeting.
And I've been
they
keeping
were-
my ear to the ground because it obviously affects my quality of life.
yeah. Well, it'll be interesting to see. Maybe the selectmen will keep us posted on that. They've been signing paperwork on this thing for a number of years for historic.
Well, again, I follow that
Credits.
too. There's nothing been said at selectmen's meetings other than what's going on.
Hmm.
I've read that comment many times, what's going on, but I haven't heard anything's going on. Have you?
No, the first I heard of it was in our department
Right.
head meeting that they got the plans.
Right. And I bumped into you that day and you're the one that told me about them. You gotta be kidding me. If you see them, this
Yeah.
is very, very sophisticated.
Yeah.
They have spent hundreds of thousands of dollars developing this plan.
Well, it will be interesting
But-
to see how it goes.
There's nothing that talks about a traffic study,
Yeah.
because you know that's a little narrow road. You put 142 apartments there. Whoa.
It's too bad. I thought it would have been nice if we had had the Charlton plan, a part of what they did. They
Right.
were involved in putting
Right.
together a package for housing for the elder. Would have been a perfect location
Of course.
for something like that.
Of
Because they
course.
could have, it would have been like the school in Webster, what they had done, where people can walk
Yeah.
to the downtown area or
Well,
anything. But
it also would have satisfied our requirements of the town having 10% of the housing stock be low and moderate income.
yeah.
That would have been a long ways to qualifying so that nobody else can do a 40B.
Well, I guess we got to get on the list when people come in of being a board to talk to and keep informed
I'm on the list.
on this.
Starts with an S, but I'm on the list.
Well, interesting. We'll follow it. Anything else happening?
Not that I can think of. What about you? You got anything coming up that's going to be big impact?
I do want to let you guys know that, so if people are watching, be patient with our office. My clerk's going to be going out. The doctor said 3 to 8 weeks on a surgery.
Oh,
She's
no.
hoping to be back in 2.
Wow.
Can we get some temporary help?
I'll check into it.
Just to
maybe.
answer the phone.
Right. So if you're calling and I'm not calling you back right away, just be patient.
When does this happen?
4th of July week.
Oh.
Well, we have time to plan. It's not can we get help. We need to
Right.
put the request in and get some help in.
Have you heard anything more on your budget request?
I asked the accountant yesterday, and he has not reviewed our budget yet. He was supposed to last week, but I think
Is it still Scanlon?
we still have Scanlon. Yep.
Okay, are you around for April 8th?
I am. So I make a motion that we'll hold our next meeting April 8th. If it meets with everybody, or at least 2 of us, in
Yeah.
majority,
Well, one step should be okay by then.
we hope.
One
He's
step.
moving along.
I like that.
Uh,
That poor guy, I mean, he
Oh,
has his knee
well.
replaced, then his office floods out. Oh,
I
my
couldn't believe
gosh.
that. I called Dina. I said, "Oh, you are still there. I didn't think you guys worked anymore." That's when she told me about it.
Awful, awful,
All
awful.
right, if that date looks good, second the motion for April 8th.
I'll
please.
second that, yes. I'll
Oh.
second that motion. Motion.
Okay, all right. So then I guess we're unanimous at this point, and then
Yes.
I'm going to make a motion that we adjourn.
I'll second that.